Well, we're here in a game store waiting to buy a massive collection of epic proportions. How the heck did he get all this stuff? Trying to find some deals in here, we'll see what happens, but this game collection, guys, is gonna be nuts, so stick around. Chase after the right price. That Panic restaurant right there is crazy.
Oh my gosh, it's $1,000.
I still have that in my collection, and I think I got it for like $250 at a store years ago.
You got that?
I do. Yes.
Collection? Wow.
Yeah. That is a very rare game.
Wake me up. I can't use this audio.
Yeah, for sure. It's been my dream to come back to the accessories wall. Can't go wrong with a $5 Dreamcast controller.
That's cool. That's fake. You are incorrect, yes.
Yes. They said we could come back here and not
Oh
break
my gosh.
everything.
Oh my
You gotta buy that one.
Jeez.
I want that.
18 bucks.
I want that. $13.99. Come on now.
Oh,
You're fired. Just get out.
All right, let's look at these games.
the game wall. Unpicked game wall. That's the place to look. That's sealed.
Oh. Okay.
So Breath of the Wild. It's the first print, and I just think that's cool, and I want it.
Okay.
They keep the good games on the back wall, and they let us check it out.
What nice guys.
Shout out to Disc Replay Livonia. It's like the best one, and they're awesome.
Give them all of your business. You tell me, which game do people hate more? Pokemon Moon or Pokemon Sun? Are you Chase After the Right Price?
Successful trip. Spent just under $1,000.
Let's go do a game deal.
Let's go spend 7,200 more. Yeah, we had the back access to like stacks of games, and before we went back there, we barely had anything. We had like 6 items, and after we went back there, we ended with like 20 items. Unpicked stuff is the way to go, and we just asked if we could look back there, and they're like, yeah, for sure. We appreciate you asking. So, got some accessories and some games, and I'm super happy.
I've gone to a lot of those with you over the years.
They usually don't
And
let
those-
you do that.
They're by far the coolest.
That's a first
people. Like,
For me.
Yeah, seriously. Shout out to Kyle and Slade Gaming on YouTube.
yeah.
Great dudes, awesome store. Check it out if you're in the area. Livonia Disc Replay.
Cool.
Looks like we do have like a earlier print red here.
Oh, Sandshrew.
Yeah. Not every day you see 5 Mario RPGs
No, no.
complete. It's amazing. Okay.
I played it now and it's good. I like it.
Contra's a lot of fun.
Oh, it's fun. It's very hard.
It's fun when you have the Game Genie.
Yeah, that makes it easy.
This one's the crack one.
It works in a Saturn, but I just wanted you to be aware of that, and I think I said it in
Yeah.
the price charting list.
These boxes are more sturdy, so they're almost always in better shape than most.
Yeah,
Which is nice.
A lot of
Yep.
nice shape.
That happens.
Final fight with Freddie Mercury.
Hey.
It's above Freddie Mercury right
That's
there.
so true.
You're picking all the ones I just did. Like the 64, I was just all either Mario 64 or GoldenEye.
Oh,
All
yeah.
the time.
Yep.
Those ones come up less and less now, like for a good deal, since it's just getting popular. PS2's getting pretty popular.
Yes.
now.
And a lot of people are
And everybody
starting to
realizes
know.
that's a good game.
Yes,
Right?
exactly. Well, this is epic. There's so many insane games. This is actually the second time we've seen Patrick, and shout out to him if he's watching. He had a load like this initially, and for $7,200 we came to a deal on all of these amazing complete in-box games. And the number one question that I had, and I think that you guys probably have, is how the heck did he get all of this stuff? For example, there's 5 Mario RPGs.
No, there's 2 more in here.
There's 2 more. There's 7 of those. I think there's 10 Final Fantasy 2s, and everything is complete. His answer was, I've just been doing this a long time, and anytime I saw a good deal, I bought it, and I held on to it. And now he's clearing out. And he said in 6 months, he might see us again. So he has bins and just tons of amazing games. And he had a good eye because he bought all of the first party, glorious Final Fantasy type stuff. Pokemon.
We got 3 Pokemon Reds. They're all complete, kind of squished boxes.
Yep.
And it looks like these 2 are first print. You can tell
they have the ESRB, the white. And then if you flip it over to the back, it has Sandshrew on the screenshot of the game where, and then the bottom of it.
It's a flat panel.
Where this one is a later print, so you can see the difference there. And the back of this one also has Pidgey instead of Sandshrew, and then it has the black ESRB. So if you see this one, it's definitely better as an early print for Pokemon Red, and that would also apply to Pokemon Blue. So a little tip there when getting complete Pokemon games, Blue and Red, look for that. So this one, if you have the white bullet version, it is a first print. So these have orange bullets. If those are white, we're in the money. Also orange, and also orange. So we have 3 orange bullets there, so those are not first print. The Wrecking Crew is kind of cool. We have one here, and it has a hang tab.
Which means it's a first print?
I don't know if it's first print, it's definitely early.
It's non-Rev A.
And that one also has a hang tab. So those might all have hang tabs. I'm not sure because it's an early black box game.
Yep.
And those, a lot of times, especially if they're in great shape, can fetch a premium. This one though is like scratched up. So we're gonna have to kind of go over condition on some of these games, like 10 Final Fantasy 2s. I feel like the value variance on those is gonna be very high.
And that's how you buy this. You try and get a good idea of condition before you buy. What are some things you look for?
Yeah, so he had everything in price charting, which is helpful. And I think the total value in price charting was like 14,000 something. We came to a deal of 7,200. It was a little below 50%, but that doesn't include fees, which is about 15% on eBay. And so on some of these, I think they're gonna be lower than price charting. Like this one, stickered up, kind of busted up, bent up.
So you look for if it's got stickers on it. If
yeah, stickers.
Got corner wear or
heavy edge wear.
This one.
Like that one's not great with some creases. This one looks like it could be pretty solid, but that one has some sun fading. If it didn't have sun fading, it's a Blockbuster copy. That's why. It would be great condition. So these are going to be like, a lot of these are going to be right around price charting value or maybe lower. But then you look at the Pokemon Stadiums, which these are like super clean. All 3 of them are just beautiful. So I would guess that these might actually get more than the average price charting value because they're on the high end of condition. So I'm hoping that when all is said and done, it'll kind of balance out. We'll have some that are more, some that are less, and the price charting value will be accurate. But you have to factor in everything. If everything here was in really rough shape, then you might lose out pretty bad if you're buying at half of price charting, because after fees and stuff, you're just gonna make a little bit. Nice little throw in here. So he always brings extras. He had 180 DS and Game Boy games. I basically offered $1 a piece because it looks like they're mostly lower end stuff. He said they were between $2 and $11. But I do see like Pokemon Pinball here, which is a good one, and then maybe some other okay ones. And I paid $200, so just a little over $1 a piece. I wouldn't buy something like this for much more than that because it is mostly just trade-in type stuff. Otherwise, it'd go in my garage sale for $2 a piece. And yeah, we've got Zelda. We've got all sorts of glorious games here. There's even like Sega Saturn Guardian Heroes. It's a beautiful collection. We're gonna get it all laid out so we can get a good look at everything, and we're gonna do a couple things. We're gonna see what the best items were, and then how the heck are we gonna sell it. And I got a feeling it's gonna kind of be between a few different platforms, so we'll go over some strategy on what we're gonna do next. Back home with the massive game collection, and I say massive in the sense of very high quality across the board. 82 games that I spent $7,200, and that is about 50% of their price charting value. So we have 82 games here valued over $14,000, which is crazy. You're not gonna see collections like this very often. I've met with Patrick twice, and I've seen a collection like this twice, but that's it. And I don't know how he did it other than sourcing and just finding deals for a lot of years and now coming off of them and selling them, but kind of being picky with the stuff that he bought. So there's, for example, there's 3 Pokemon Stadiums, and a couple key things to look for in Pokemon Stadium if it's boxed. You want to have that inner tray, otherwise it's just going to be like a loose transfer pack and a loose cartridge, and it's just going to be a mess because this box is bigger than normal. I believe on every single game here, he actually made sure that they had trays. You know, if they didn't, that was one thing he was sure to check. So far, we're looking really clean on these. Sometimes this will have a name written on it. It's nice that it doesn't in both cases so far. And these ones were valued at $225 each in price charting, so that means I paid $112, and because these ones are in great condition, they come with a transfer pack, inner tray, everything. I'm optimistic that we're gonna do quite well on these and should easily be able to get that $225, probably even a little bit more in all 3 of these cases. So that's a win on Pokemon Stadium. These boxes are more sturdy, they hold up better than most boxed games because they're just thicker cardboard. So we're gonna consider that a definite win as far as that goes, and it's crazy the amount of Final Fantasy II. So 10 Final Fantasy IIs. Some of them have plastic protectors. These ones across the board just have general wear, edge wear.
Yeah, so what do you look for? Walk me through that.
Yeah, I mean, it's quick. The first thing I look at on boxes is edges, just because that's the first place that's going to get wear. I mean, like, overall, this box is decent, but it does have some small creases and just general wear across the board, and it seems like everyone's kind of going to be like this. And then obviously condition of the insides plays in. And I remember in the last buy that I got from him, I did lose on some of the games. Like, even at paying half, I maybe broke even or lost some money because the condition was so bad on some of them. So I had to factor that in a little bit heavier to this deal, and I think I played it a little more safe with what I offered, because condition is a massive factor, and it's something that you have to consider. So this time I learned, and I got pictures, because last time I think I paid closer to like 65% because they're so high-end valuable, and I was just assuming they'd be like near mint or close to it. It didn't really work out. I'm still actually sitting on a lot of those games. The ones that are in better shape sold fast, so those were okay. But all 10 of these will be like, they'll be a little bit slower to sell because they're not near mint by any means. They're not horrible.
Yeah, this one I think is overall the best.
It's got a ding up here though.
Oh.
Yeah, like it'll display really nice.
Yeah.
Like on that side.
Yeah.
But yeah, 10 of these I would say average to good condition, but certainly no like very good or mint. I paid half of $247, so paid about $124 per, and at that price I'm pretty happy, because I don't think I'll struggle to get 200 plus, but getting 247, 250, that might be a little bit of a challenge. We'll see. We're gonna actually sell some tonight and see what happens. So I'll keep you guys posted on how that goes.
Now, when we get extra boxes and stuff, do we ever switch out, you know, the box we use to make a super nice one, or do you try and like blend conditions so it's a better average? What do you try and do?
If I'm gonna go for try to get one like fantastic one and sell that one pretty high. So we had a collection buy recently where everything was in near mint condition. I didn't have like super detailed close-up pictures or anything, so I knew they were good. I didn't know how good they were, but they were NES games, Super Nintendo, and they were just flawless. And I did incredibly well on that on that collection, because just across the board it was near mint. So if the game in price charting was $200, I probably was able to get closer to $300 or $400, just because there's really none other like it. So a buyer that's looking for near mint, they had to buy that one and they were happy. All the buyers that bought those were super happy. Then you got Zelda. So Zelda, there's a few different box variants. You've got the classic series, comes with the gray cartridge inside. It's actually quite a bit less desirable compared to the original, at least in complete collecting, which has the gold cartridge. Almost always they have these black spots, so if you find one without that,
you got yourself a good one.
You've got yourself a nice find. Of these 4, this is certainly the best one, because classic series, in almost all cases in game collecting, Player's Choice, Classic Series, Nintendo Selects, anything like that is going to be less collectible or less desirable to somebody who's, you know, trying to complete a boxed NES collection or, you know, complete GameCube collection. They're going to want the black label, the original, the first print version of the game. That's just a trend in collecting. I'm kind of that way too. For my GameCube collection, I go for all black label as much as possible. It's just the original, coolest way to get the game, in my opinion, and in a lot of other opinions.
You skipped Final Fantasy 1, so
back to Final Fantasy. These are okay, but
they're not super concave.
Yeah, they're not bad. Fun fact with this one, it actually has the large version of the manual, and they still fit it. Most NES manuals are half size compared to this.
Number 9.
So these were valued at $166 a piece. I think in this condition, that's probably about what I'll get. Maybe some will get 200, some will get 150. But overall, that's a good strong buy at $83 a piece is what I paid. So, but here's one of my favorites, Mario RPG. This one's box only. This one feels complete.
We got
a
lot more in here.
That's just crazy.
Now, we saw the cartridge at that game store we just went to. Was they were asking 90?
Something like that, yeah, I think so. This is a great game, RPG. You know, not an experience you got that often on vintage Nintendo, especially. Let's see what I paid for this one.
So of the Mario games, this is definitely a nicer one to look out for, correct?
Definitely a bolo.
Okay.
Cartridge only, it's valuable. Complete, it's valued at $282 each.
Wow.
And there's 6 of them, yep, 141. And then the box only is valued at $137.
That's probably the box that we would choose to do box only as well. It's a bit concave in the front.
It's kind of in rough shape.
Let's see if there's any differences on the back. With Super Nintendo games, sometimes if there's the
3-line or 4-line.
Yeah, it can be a 3-line or 4-line, you know,
on some games.
Thing. Yeah, I don't know about these.
Super Tennis is one for sure.
Yep.
I think these ones are going to be really easy to sell. There's a ton of demand for this game. And that's the good thing about almost all these, like putting them in Whatnot auctions, scattering them on eBay, and doing selling them like that. It's just really easy. They're quick movers. Obviously, rough condition makes it harder. But a lot of these are like good enough that a collector's going to want them. So I'm optimistic, and honestly, I'm curious at how many. I think we should at least do one of each on Whatnot tonight, because we have a big, it's a GameCube auction, but sprinkling in cool stuff like this. So this is what, this first or second highest rated game of all time, depending on where you look.
Yeah, I think it's the only 99 on Metacritic or something like that.
It's the highest Metacritic rated game, and then a lot of lists have it as 1 or 2. This and Mario World are kind of like, seem to be the top games. Valued at $134 complete, so I paid about $72. Zelda Ocarina, great game. All of these are pretty obvious. Like, you gotta know if you're looking for video games. You gotta know your first party Nintendo, Zelda, Mario, Final Fantasy,
Yoshi,
Donkey
Kong, any of the Mario type
anything
things.
Mario. And then there's the interesting ones like Zombies Ate My Neighbors.
Yeah, tell me about this game. We recently sold one for over $200, but that was that a really nice one? And how does that compare to these?
This one's really nice, and this is definitely more uncommon. It's kind of a goofy game. It's by Konami. I've actually played a couple hours of this one. It's fun. It's different. Jumping on a trampoline a lot. So be on the lookout for this one. It's valued complete at $154. And like Skylar said, we just sold one for like $200. We should be able to do pretty well on these, because like this one is in decent shape, this one's okay. Like, they're really not bad, so they're probably going to be close to that 200 range. So I would say we're going to win on these ones. All right.
I think these are little singles.
Here is an obvious loss on condition for the Smash Bros. These are kind of 4 of the biggest N64 games: Donkey Kong, Mario Kart, Paper Mario, and Smash Bros. This Smash Bros, whatever we paid, we're not going to do super well on it because it is
smashed.
Thank you. Paper Mario, great game, RPG, unique, really good value to this one. And that one will do pretty good on. It's in decent condition. And honestly, we'll probably put all 4 of those up in the auction tonight. So on Whatnot, we've been having like themed auctions a lot. Like, it's a GameCube theme tonight, which is going to be crazy. Over 200 GameCube games.
But then we always end up adding more various stuff.
Yep, and that auction will have already happened by the time you guys are seeing this video. But we like throwing in just random awesome games like this. So expansion pack, if that's included, definitely always check that, because originally it came with an expansion pack, RAM expansion for the N64, just to be able to play it.
Or did it cost even more?
That's a good question. Yeah, let me know in the comments. Was Donkey Kong 64 more than a regular retail of a game? Pokemon Red, I wonder if this is the most expensive game we got, because the Pokemon games have really taken off in recent years. Valued at $283. And we mentioned this in the car, but we got to highlight it just real quick one more time. We have 2 first print boxes here, or early print, because the ESRB is white compared to later prints, which are black. The bottom of the box, flat, it pulls right out. This one has a seam, and this one will have a tray inside. This one has it built-in cardboard. And then on the back, the screenshot has sand shrew on it instead of
Pidgey and Rattata.
Pidgey and Rattata. So those are the differences. They're all complete. We'll probably have to check save batteries on these before we sell them. But pretty awesome to find 2 early prints. It's pretty hard to find those because they sold a lot of copies, and you know the early prints were the only ones to have that stuff. All right, Contra. So we have. This is just wild.
We got a lot of these last time too.
Yes. Yeah, you had a lot of Contras, a lot of Final Fantasies last time. It's kind of crazy.
We got Arnold and Sylvester.
It's just crazy how much that was obviously
Alien.
modeled after them.
I know.
Crazy.
It's essentially, hey, what if our 2 action stars were in the Alien movie?
Yeah. And make that a game. These are valued at $170 a piece. I think it'll be very easy to get that on every one of these. Condition is pretty solid across the board.
A tip for people that are buying collections for the first time. Do they get pictures of every single item? Do they try and just get a detailed list? What's the easiest way? Especially, Patrick has been awesome to work with, but say somebody's a little bit more difficult. What are some things you would consider when dealing with somebody who may not want to send pictures or a detailed list that kind of says the condition? That's always tough. But
good question. So, I mean, if it's you're getting into collection buying for the first time, you really got to pay attention to a lot of the details. So, I would highly recommend having a price charting list or some sort of list, and then detailed pictures. And then before you even hand over any money, you meet in person, you verify condition of everything, you check all of the key items, the most valuable items, make sure they're all good, check like 5 random items throughout the collection.
If it's a huge collection, it's a lot harder big. With
check
box
everything
games.
if you can.
Mm-hmm. With this games like this, we can easily check this versus having to open up a box and
check as much as you can. In my case, I bought so many collections at this point that I like dealing with people that I know or that somebody that I know knows. So there's a bit of trust there. And then from Patrick, I've already met with him once. There's trust that's already been established because everything went great the first time. So I did just kind of trust his values and things that he put into price charting because he already established trust the first time. But if it's somebody I'm dealing with that I haven't dealt with before and I don't know them, I do take a lot more precaution. I look at the values in detail. I look over everything in detail. I try to get at least a FaceTime in before we meet so we can have some sort of interaction. My business has largely changed to buying collections, buying, game stores, buying big lots of stuff, and I'm thankful for it, but yeah, it's crazy, and it took a long time to get to this point, and I still go to garage sales and love it, so this is fun to get collections like this.
So if you have a collection you want to sell us,
yes, if you have a high-end collection, hit me up. I'd love to meet you and buy it.
And also, like, we knew that condition was like on these. But if it is like super, super good, we'll pay up.
Oh yeah.
Like, this is just one example
100%.
of a collection.
A lot of times I'll pay 60% for really high-end stuff, and
we've gone up even more.
We've gone up a little more on certain items, so lower end items I paid lower, and that's just kind of how it works. But Mike Tyson Punch-Out, it's got to be pretty darn expensive. It's an iconic game.
I think we also said this in the car. Yep. Look for white bullet points right here. All the words will still be orange, but
that is a very desirable first print. I sold one for
$900, $1,000.
It was like 11 or 1200.
Yeah.
It was in fantastic condition. But yeah, the print on Mike Tyson can make a huge difference. The white bullet point box is incredibly rare. So.
And it's an extremely fun game, and if you don't have it, you need it.
There you go. You heard it here. Games, games, games.
We got the rest of the stuff laid out, and Chase is going to make me go sit in the chair, so I'm going to go sit in the chair. I'm all sweaty and gross.
So am I. It's 100 degrees outside. We've been working out there all day. All right. Your guess.
Okay.
This is the rest of the games laid out. wanted you to guess which one is the most valuable, and you have 10 seconds.
Okay, considering condition?
Yes.
Okay, cool. So I know that Castlevania Bloodlines is a really good one. We've sold it before. I think it's got everything.
That one does have reg card.
It does have the registration card. I know Tenkaichi 3 is super big. This one looks like it's in good shape, but I don't know the value. Know nothing about this one or this one or this one. I'm just going to have to go with Bloodlines because this is a pretty good copy. And I think it's an earlier print because it doesn't have the slip cover, or maybe I have that backwards.
I can't remember which one is which, but yes, that does have the built-in tray, not the
normally,
tray that comes out.
Sometimes there's like a
and
slip cover, and
yep.
this top part will...
Yeah, that one could be more uncommon because we haven't really had many of that one.
But
it's very
cartridge
clean,
on it
too.
looks good. Ooh, it's got the different sort of like the white pins on the inside for like the later Mexican-made one or something like that.
What does it say on the back?
Assembled in Mexico, so I guess it's just different. But I know Tenkaichi 3 is really good as well. We sold that one for, over $200 recently, but I feel like this one we sold for over $200 as well, so I'm gonna have to go with that.
I think it's a good guess because that condition is fantastic and it's fully complete. But that one on price charting is $167.
Okay.
Where this one is like $280. The other contender would be this one, Guardian Heroes, $210.
Okay, yeah, that
and
one.
then Wrecking Crew.
I know that one because I'm
It's got an unpunched hang tab on the back.
pretty confident that that's a first print.
So those in price charting are valued at $200. Both of these.
Okay.
$200
Those
each.
are clean
this
boxes.
is like $150. This one is the bonus disc cover art, but it's not. It only has one disc, so that might hurt our cases.
I think it does.
Probably a comfortable $150 on it still. But yeah, I would say Castlevania.
These are a lot of high-end.
It's hard to say. They're all really nice.
Yeah.
I feel like that could still end up being the best because it's the best condition.
We haven't sold one of those on Whatnot in a bit. Our first 8 Whatnots, we sold one every time.
Yep. Yeah, we never sold one that was that nice though.
I know. Do we run it tonight? I don't know.
I don't know. We'll see.
All right, so 7,200 spent. We're looking towards more the lower end scenario, not best case scenario because of condition as a whole, but if every single game was perfect, we would have known.
Yeah. No, yeah, we talked about it. So I think overall, after all fees, after all said and done, we might be able to get about $13,000, which is pretty good. We'll see how some of the sales go tonight. Get a good chunk of that back. We got these for an extra $200 from that deal. It's 180 games. We might do a fire sale on these tonight, 3 for $10, and move a bunch of them that way. So yeah, we need to get some cash flow back. But that's it for this one. Hit subscribe. We got a lot of crazy stuff coming. We'll see you guys next time. Bartle.